Welcome to the Press Box. We have a great sponsor in Zeglin's TV and Appliance. Presentation of the Dispatch and Argus. I have a panel today. Sports editor Marc Nesseler. We have Daniel Makarewicz and DJ Jarvis, and we're here to play a game. The match game. Have you heard of the match game?
They brought it back on ABC,
They brought it back. Well, it actually goes back to, maybe the 80s.
Richard Dawson 70s. Kissing people?
No,
a little before my time.
It was Gene Rayburn.
Oh, okay. But he kissed
Rayburn.
people, right?
Gene Rayburn, I don't think kissed people.
All
no.
right.
You probably never even heard a match game.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Now, I did Press Your Luck.
Press Your Luck.
That's the no whammy, right?
Yeah. No whammy.
Yeah.
Match game. So match game, the intent is to match the people that are also in the game. You have an answer, they have an answer. You want to get matches, you get points for matches. We have 6 questions, which we will choose. We rock, paper, scissors before we came on. And of course, I always lose. I lost.
He's the loser. Mark's the loser.
I lose every time. I go scissors, people go rock. So DJ won, you're second, I'm third. So you get your choice. The advantage there is you get to choose which question you want out of there. And we go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the first question. I gotta stay on this guy's side.
Okay.
Orion coach Chip Filler could not make this week's press box because of blank.
Okay. Got it. I'm in. You aren't supposed to peek at my answer.
But yours is the best.
That's always going to be the best.
All right. So
DJ, your answer: Chip Filler could not make the press box show this
even
week.
Though he was invited.
Even though he was invited, and he said he would come.
There was a caveat.
Caveat
to it.
Okay, so DJ, he cannot make it because.
All right, I'm staying on his good side, and just he's tired today. He's tired.
He's tired. Mac, what do you have?
He held out for more money.
Yes. I said he was hit by a Mustang.
Touche.
You know, kind of like sort of the Ford, but not really the Ford.
Yeah, so he's like Happy Gilmore, except Happy Gilmore was a Volkswagen,
To explain that, of course, Orion played the Morrison Mustangs.
Yes.
And it's a game that DJ, you've taken some grief over that in the past, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I took grief from him last Friday.
Ever since, like 2 years running now.
Oh, yeah.
And boy, well, Morrison has their number. I don't understand it because to me, on paper, Orion's a better team.
I know they were prepared, but I'm gonna say this just because I took the easy way out. He's got to give a call to Nick Saban to ask how to beat the Bielemas because he definitely they walloped Arkansas on Saturday night.
So Orion, what does that do to their playoff situation? Because I know you're up on all that.
It hurts
5-2 now.
They should be 7-2, although not an easy game going to St. Bede.
Considering they got 2 games left, right?
If at worst 7-2, they don't have a lot of playoff points, so they may be looking at a road game in the first round. But if you're in that 7-2 range and you get a road game in the first round, I don't think that's necessarily bad because then that guarantees you a home game in the second round. I think the later you go on, you want to have a road game.
Can I hold out hope for a Fulton Orion rematch?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think based on how they do it geographically, and a lot of teams around here are going to be in two-way, that should happen. I think you're going to see a lot within the first 2 rounds, a lot of all local playoff matches.
Mac, do you sense a Chip Filler fear in this face right here?
I don't know.
Because I think he would pick Orion to win every game for the rest of the year just so he doesn't have to.
Visors terrify me.
If we don't pick against Orion, then Chip Filler doesn't have any.
And I really want him on the show, so I'd really like him to go 7-2.
We'll
7-2, and we'll have him on the playoff.
We'll talk him into it.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, Matt, you're up next.
All right,
pick a question.
The second one: if Rock Island does not get a Week 9 opponent, it should.
If Rock Island does not get a Week 9 opponent, it should. The spelling count?
Yes.
Not that I'm spelling anything. All right, I'm in.
All right.
Mac, what do you got?
It should beat Galesburg on Friday.
Ooh.
Well, then I think it has to, doesn't it?
If they are 5-3, they will not make the playoffs.
No, they won't because they've got the fewest.
They have the fewest playoff points.
They only have 22 playoff points.
Yeah,
this stuff smells. By the way,
I think it's going to take 36 to get into the postseason.
They're not even close.
So
they really
the maximum you can get in a week during conference is like I think 5. So say they get the max, that's going to get them to 32. At 5 and 3, you're not getting in because the IHSA.
Do they have a game 9 week yet?
No, not as of now. No.
And what is the absolute last day that could? I mean,
Alleman a couple years ago scheduled a Thursday night game the Monday before.
Because Rock Ridge
Last
just
week,
did.
It was 48. It was 48 hours.
Yeah, right.
It was 48 hours. So
really,
at 5 and 3, Rock Island will not make the playoffs.
No,
because they will go by their wins, not their losses. So
and
they
Galesburg's not going to be easy.
Correct.
I mean, I watched them last week against all of them.
And Coach Storch said we have to treat Galesburg like a playoff game because a loss and really you're out at 5 and 3. That's not good.
DJ, if Rock Island does not get a week 9 game, it should do what?
Go to Hungry Hobo.
Ooh.
Get a number 11.
Get a Hungry Hobo 11. A little plug to our Twitter, huh?
A 3.
3 is my favorite sandwich as well. A 3 with cheddar fries.
Ooh, cheddar fries are good.
I said watch the Quincy Rock Island game tape.
Okay.
At least maybe learn something. Try to improve themselves. I know, boring answer, but I thought you didn't get any matches, by the way. I don't think you got any matches.
I didn't get any matches
That's
either.
why I'm going to go with the
answer was the
question
best.
that has the potential to get points.
Okay.
It's all about winning with me.
Okay.
Just like the fantasy football with the Hatters. I think we clinched it this past
Drew on
week.
myself.
Okay.
The number of Quad City teams, and we're going to limit this to our circulation area. The number of Quad City teams to at least reach the second round of the playoffs.
I didn't know homework was allowed on this one.
Will be. Everyone should have done their homework. And I'm really struggling between one of two answers.
Just go with your first one.
Go with the first one? Okay. I'm saying 4. 6. Ooh.
I also said
You matched your... Okay, now wait a minute.
6.
That means I've got 7 teams making it.
Okay.
I don't think there's even a possibility of 6 because... And I'm going to let you guys have a chance to change your answers
I looked at,
after we discuss this.
I looked at... Anawan Weathersfield will make it.
Anawan Weathersfield will play another local team, I believe. Rock Ridge,
I'm under the impression you have to, because Mercer County could be in 3A. Anawan Weathersfield could be in 1A.
True. And a lot. Okay. So mine is actually with an asterisk because I'm going by what they are.
And still don't get any points.
Right now.
And I'm under the impression. I didn't put Rock Island in there because as of now they're.
I did.
Rock Island. If Rock Island does not win, or even if they do win, they'd have to win their last week if they don't have a week 9 game. So I did not include Rock Island at this point, even though last week I said they'd be the farthest. And I really love their
Orion and Rock Ridge. I do not think that they would play in the first round. I do not think that they would play in the first round if it's 7-2, 6-3, or they both could be 7-2. And then Fulton could be in 1A. Anawan Weathersfield could be in 1A.
And now they're all in. Right now
3A.
they're all in 2.
But based on what
they're
I've read,
all. I just saw it today.
It's like it just depends. If they're on a cusp, it's just weird how it really is weird how it works. But
Geneseo makes
4A. Yeah, they're in, and they're in no matter what. With 5,
Mercer County wins.
Yes,
okay.
I think Mercer County.
So you guys
is tough.
And if Rock Island doesn't, technically, you're agreeing with me because if they all make 2A, I think they match up the 4 teams into 2
Which
games.
I think would be. I would like to see that because then it guarantees somebody's going to advance further along.
So you're agreeing with me. I'll change your answer to 4, so I get at least 1 point.
No, I'm sticking with 6. So nice try though.
Rat. All right, DJ, back to you.
In the amount of time it took Moline and Quincy to play sophomore
I cried
varsity,
85 times.
He's going to be hurt on this.
What could you have done?
What could you have done in the amount of time that it took for Moline and Quincy to play their sophomore and varsity games? I've actually doing this from experience. Okay.
Mine too. Mine
Really?
too. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine.
So it started when, Mac? Probably about 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
And it got done at after about 11, right? So 7 hours.
Um.
Well, you can do a lot of things in 7 hours, including playing 2 football games, which totaled over 200 points. Is that?
Yes, and
well over 200. Wasn't the sophomore
49, 46?
That's 95.
And then it was
72 to 50, 122.
So, and the varsity started at 8:17 p.m. and the varsity game ended at 10:54 p.m.
I think you have an attraction to games that really challenge deadlines.
I've covered what would it be?
Game?
7 games this
Six
season, and
of
only
them.
one of them started on time.
Right. Wow. Crazy.
All right. Well,
All right. Yeah, you got to answer. that
I
one.
said watched Monday's Cubs game.
That went 7 hours. That's a good answer.
Yeah, watched Monday's Cubs
That's
game.
a really good answer.
I
I fell asleep in the after the 8th inning before Bryant hit his 2-run home run.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that happened. I woke up at about 1:57 a.m. and said, "No, they wouldn't still be playing." But I turned it on.
They had just ended.
and panic had
Yeah.
just. I mean, I saw one pitch.
I liked your Facebook status.
Yeah.
Midnight
panic attack. That's a headline winner. Mac, what do you got?
you could have made a round trip from Quincy to Moline. I could have forgotten my computer.
That's true.
I could have forgotten my computer at my house, left Flynn Stadium, drove back to my house in Moline, and then driven back to Quincy.
You and I kind of match because we both have driving questions.
Right.
I said you could drive from Orlando to Key West.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
as most parrot heads might do.
Okay.
if this was Facebook or Twitter, I'd get more likes for mine than your guys's because you know, all these Cubs fans they want to hear good things, right?
That's true, but you get no points.
I know.
All right, Mac.
So we're all tied at 0 technically.
Technically, we're at zeros. Although you two have matched and us two have
I am
matched on a
going to
different
go
question.
with the last one.
Oh.
The game.
Ooh.
Really? I thought we'd save that, but that's okay. Go ahead. You want me to read the question?
Yes.
Our sponsors, Eggland's TV and Appliance, nice plug there.
Right.
They rubbed a magic lamp and can air one high school football game on all of its TVs for Friday Night Lights. That game should be blank.
Okay.
Now,
Is it this week or is it any
That's
game?
just it, and that's the key to the question. We're not saying.
Could be any
So
week.
it could be whatever, however, like.
Well,
the
that
game-
might have changed my answer, and I already
the
wrote one
match,
down.
Like the match game, TV show.
Right.
It can be just about
Well,
anything. You're changing?
Does it have to be from 2016?
It can be any game. It could be
Stop
a replay.
overthinking and answer
Yeah,
the question.
Well,
exactly.
I'm gonna
Just
stick with
answer
I'm gonna
that
stick with the one I
answer.
wrote down. Then.
All right.
Just answer the question. All right.
All right.
What do you got?
I have Orion Morrison because here's why. The
Wow.
last 2 meetings,
Ouch.
overtime,
Double overtime this last Friday.
3 points, and I believe it's been like 12 points have been decided the last 3 meetings.
I
So
thought
it's been close.
I thought for sure that I would match you because I took this week, thinking.
As did I.
And obviously it's got to be Rocky Galesburg. Is that what you have?
I
as well?
said Fulton Rock Ridge.
Fulton Rock Ridge is another good one.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Wow. DJ, I'm impressed with you. But I still think Rocky Galesburg has the most on the line for both teams.
Right.
Second place in the Big Six. It's defense against offense, in my opinion. Galesburg with the best defense in the Big Six. Rocky with the best offense. Agree?
Yes. Most diverse.
Give me points for
offense.
those.
No.
Okay. Last one.
This is kind of like whose line is it anyways?
Exactly.
The points don't really
All
matter.
right, last one. And this was perfect for you guys.
Are you saying we like to eat?
Yes, I'm saying you like to eat. You're going to the concession stand at a football game, and you can buy 3 items from the concession stand. What 3 do you buy? 3 things from the concession stand. I don't know what they're called there, but I know I eat them all the time. Okay, I said a tenderloin,
Okay.
obviously. A soda, and did we talk about that? Is it soda or is it pop? We talked about this on
where
the
I come from. It's soda.
soda.
Yes.
When I was thinking
I've
pop.
never called it pop in my life.
Maybe
Mine's
that's
in
why I
between.
said soda because
Okay.
you were in my head thinking what we talked about before. And chips and cheese.
I think that's
Is it
nachos.
nachos and cheese. Nachos and cheese.
I think it's just nachos
Yeah.
because the
The nachos come with the cheese.
yeah
Okay,
Well, the
nachos.
Otherwise, it's just chips.
Yeah.
cheese
Well,
is
you
what
gotta
makes the nachos.
yeah.
Well, but you could. I don't know.
Okay. I specified mine. A pork chop from Browning Field.
That's right.
popcorn from Soul Bowl. And a walking taco, or as I call it, a waco.
So you're not going to have anything to drink.
I bring water each game.
So you okay?
When I
And my
announce
Sneak it in your
my
backpack?
number one concession is Browning Field.
Why wouldn't you buy water at the concession stand?
Why buy it when you can have it for free from your house?
Because you want to support the.
I am supporting
The booster
the
clubs that
boosters
are-
by buying a pork chop.
And you bought.
often too.
And you bought an awful lot. What do you got?
now I also have pork chop.
I almost went
but
popcorn.
I would get my pork chop from Orion. double stacked pork chop is delicious.
You're in love with chip filler.
My popcorn would be from Rock Ridge.
I'm telling you.
The 4-H club sells
yeah,
it.
that was
and
good. I have it.
And they had the
That was the flame.
popcorn salt.
Right.
They had the popcorn and then water because I mean.
All right, last question. And I get a bonus question because it's the bonus that was with the questions. What concession stand would you?
But you already know his answer.
Yeah, sort of, but I'm not going to match it.
I don't even know what that says.
That's why I wrote it that way.
I don't even understand the question.
You can go to one concession stand. Which one would you go to get the stuff that you just said?
Oh.
We need to wrap it up too.
Well, Orion.
Okay.
Browning Field.
Cambridge
Okay.
has the best pork chop sandwich,
Well, it is
and
the
we'll leave
hog
you.
capital of the world.
We'll leave you with that. Thanks for attending our match game. Thank you, Zeglin's TV Appliance. We'll match that any day.